The minions are at it again, causing trouble in Gru's high-tech lab. As usual, they get into some sticky situations and break some stuff, but they also learn something about simple machines. Let's find out what happens. We find Kevin attempting to use a large magnifying glass to look at a tiny spider. But no matter how hard he tries, he can't focus the image. Bob peeks over his shoulder and tries to help by hitting the magnifying glass with a hammer. Of course, this doesn't help at all and ends up just angering Kevin. Suddenly, Stuart rushes over holding a small tube. He looks through it and yells, "I found one!" Before anyone can ask what he's talking about, he runs off. The rest of the minions gather around looking for something. Then Bob notices a tiny drop of water glistening on the floor. He picks it up with a piece of string and examines it closely. Using the magnifying glass, they see that it's a tiny water droplet from a leaking pipe. It's too high up for them to reach with a ladder, but Bob wants to fix the pipe because he doesn't want anyone to slip and fall in the water. So the minions work together to come up with a solution. They find a board laying around and place it under the dripping pipe. This makes Bob very happy, but it doesn't solve the problem. When a minion walks by, he accidentally steps on the board and sends the water flying everywhere. The minions regroup and decide to try something else. This time they attach a rope to a pulley, then tie the other end to a box full of bananas. One minion climbs up a ladder and uses the pulley to hoist himself up to the ceiling. From there, he can easily reach the pipe and use the dripping water to fix it. The other minions cheer him on as he completes the task. But while he's up there, another minion comes along and decides to play with the pulley. He climbs up the rope, but instead of helping, he ends up tangling himself in the pulley and sliding all the way back down. The minions all laugh at his expense, but he doesn't seem to mind. Then Kevin gets an idea. She grabs two planks of wood and places one on the ground and the other on top of a box of bananas. She asks Bob to push the box with all his might, but it doesn't budge. She then moves the plank that's on the ground and positions it under the box. Now when Bob pushes down on the other plank, the box easily lifts up. The minions are overjoyed and celebrate by dancing around with their arms raised in the air. But their joy is short-lived. Soon they're off again, this time to Gru's garage. They find a bunch of old tires and decide to build a go-kart. Kevin takes the lead, instructing everyone on what to do. She tells Bob to attach the front wheel to the axle, then connect the steering mechanism so they can control where it goes. Stuart is in charge of attaching the back wheels, but he gets distracted by a shiny bolt and accidentally puts the wheels on backwards. Of course, this causes problems when they try to test drive it. The cart won't go straight and keeps veering off to the side. Eventually, they take the wheels off and flip them the right way around. Now the cart runs smoothly and turns easily. They all pile in and take turns racing around Gru's garage. When they finally stop, they realize they haven't put any bananas in the car. So they all pile out and run to the kitchen to get some. On the way, they pass by the water droplet again. This time it's even bigger and more brilliant than before. Bob stops to admire it, but the others keep running. At last, they return to the garage with a big smile on their faces. They learned a lot about simple machines today, like how a lever can make things easier to move by applying a force in a certain place. They also learned that pulleys can help move heavy objects by changing the direction of force and making it easier to lift things. And of course, they know that wheels and axles can help move things quickly and easily. As the minions continue to play with their new toys, we can see that they become better friends because of their newfound knowledge. They're stronger together and can accomplish more than they ever could alone. Their teamwork skills have improved and they're able to solve problems by working together.